Hey everybody, Ryan here, and rather abruptly in the dev server for the next major update for War Thunder, which is semi-cringily named Kings of Battle. Not sure how I feel about that. Anyways, in this video, I'll be taking a quick look at some of the changes to the ground maps as outlined in the dev server changelog, which I will link in the description of this video. And beginning first with the removed layouts, since I wasn't able to test the new map, unfortunately. Conquest 2 and 3 for Ash River were removed. Conquest 3 on Cargo Port was removed, and honestly good riddance because that was a really weird layout. And the big changes, Conquest 1, 2, and 3 for Fields of Normandy were removed from rotation, so that's no longer a thing. And my guess is that Gaijin wasn't really happy with how Fields of Normandy was playing after changing the terrain of the base map, which was mostly targeted at fixing issues on regular Normandy. And the time has finally come to say goodbye to everyone's favorite, most balanced map, Domination on Port Novo. I'm sure you all know the one, but here it is in front of you. Surely not for long though, because I expect these removals to be somewhat temporary, and they'll likely come back eventually in a reworked state, hopefully more balanced. But yeah. And that's all for removals, so let's check out the new layouts that are going to be added. First being Port Novo. This one they're calling Battle Number 2, and this is the layout. We'll see how it works. I don't really like this area of Port Novo too much. The sightlines are really weird, and it's just a Gaijin map. It's a Gaijin map. Anyways, it'll only be playable at above BR 2.3. And for these next 4 new layouts, they're all only available above BR 9.7. Starting with the juiciest ones, the expanded play area Tunisia, which should be well known to anybody that plays ground sim, I assume is going to be added to the ground realistic rotation. Honestly, the game mode setting wasn't explicitly mentioned, but I do have to assume that they're talking about RB here. Anyways, it's coming in 2 variants, Battle and Domination, and in just a moment I will jump into a custom battle on this map and drive around. But first, the other 2 new layouts, which are Battle Number 2 and Domination Number 2 on Fire Arc. And looks pretty similar to me from things I've seen before. However, checking the live server, they do indeed not exist. Might just be them specifying the minimum BR. Anyways, Tunisia time. I'm just gonna drive around the Tansam 1C, which is the new 10.0 Japanese AA vehicle, just because it's new and it's my safari bus. So here we are. Here is the spawn for the South team in G1. You got some rocks in front of you. That's nice to see, of course. Actual cover. But as soon as you try and drive out, you have nothing. So that's awesome. And the enemy team can sit on that hill over there. They can get into these rocks over here. This is probably not going to go too well. I've played on this map a little bit before in Simulator, but not recently. It's always a little bit shocking to me how Gaijin can't predict these things. Imagine you're on the north side team, or even the south side team for that matter, and you push to B, you push into C3 or into E3. Just look at the state of the spawn. You have nowhere to go when you try to drive out. And then this team can just hide in the rocks and snipe you as you try to leave. Gaijin, 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 Gaijin. Will you ever learn? Do you need help? I think you do. Actually, you know what? Don't answer that question because you fucking do. Fortunately or unfortunately, not really sure, outside of the spawn camping potential for this map, you have B, which I'm already capping. Wow, that's a massive capture point. Jeez. So you get this giant bridge, which honestly, the gameplay opportunities on this map are quite enticing and unique. I don't know how this is really going to play out in RB. This is great. Maybe I'm just completely wrong and they're not putting this into RB rotation, but if they are, wow. This is going to be an experience. I've driven for like 5 minutes total, and now I'm just reaching the regular Tunisia play zone. Let me go investigate the northeast spawn over here. Let me see what they got going on. Oh. And of course, as usual with Gaijin, no spawn protection until just then. Until you are basically in the spawn. And now this is the enemy team spawn. I mean, this one at least has some good cover. And I mean, to be fair, like, you don't have to spawn in G1 on my team. You can spawn over there and you have a lot more cover. But knowing how people play in this game, they're probably going to spawn here because they got 2 capture points close to each other. Which honestly is probably the more tactically sound move. Now, before this match ends, because I'm really good at custom games, I'm going to go ahead and spawn over here so I can just see what it's like. Oh, wow. Tragic. Oh, Gaijin, will you ever learn? I think I already answered that a second ago. The answer is no. Like, honestly, the spawn detection zone should be this whole thing. This whole area should be spawn detection. There's no reason for anybody. And now for the changes made to spawn point and capture point positions on some maps. Starting with Alaska, which also includes Ground Zero, the extremely annoying battle layout was finally adjusted, which is very much in line with the previous adjustments to battle mode layouts that Gaijin has been doing recently, so that's very nice. And additionally, Conquest 1 and 3 were changed for the same map, and they also swapped places with each other. Kind of confusing, but they're just tightening up the map borders pretty much. And there's also a large amount of changes to several Fire Arc layouts, with Conquest 1, 2, and 3 being changed to all of whatever this is, respectively, along with Battle number 1 and Domination number 1. And another very welcome change to a battle map is with Ardennes, both the summer and winter variants, of course. Now it's much less one-sided, and the spawns are in much more reasonable locations in my opinion. Like, I swear, the amount of completely one-sided steamrolls I've had on this layout in particular is crazy. It's way more than any other map. Anyways, and with another set of sweeping changes, we have Normandy with changes to Conquest 1, 2, and 3, as well as its battle layout. And speaking of battle, I know a lot of people don't really like it, which is understandable due to how the capture points used to be laid out. So hopefully after these changes, the mode will be much more tolerable. And lastly, we have Tunisia receiving some changes to its battle layout once again, as well as Domination number 1. You'll love to see it. Anyways, there's another section of changes that I honestly don't know much about, so I'll just leave the changelog here and let you figure it out. I think it's just small, insignificant changes or standardization to be in line with the changes that I've been covering throughout the video. And that's it. Thanks for watching. See you later. Bye.